Well, welcome to another episode. This opening shot looks a little weird because it was supposed to be a monologue, but I shot it in time-lapse mode. Oh well, what are you going to do? But today, we are leaving Milwaukee and headed to Minnesota to see the Twins in a few days. But I don't know if I mentioned this before. I was born in a little town in central Wisconsin called Wausau, and it's basically on the way between Milwaukee and Minneapolis. So we're going to head there today to check it out. I say this all the time, but I love Wisconsin. It's just such a beautiful day to go for a ride. And I haven't been to Wausau since I visited with my dad in like 2007. So it'd been a long time since I'd been to just stop by and see the town I grew up in. So let's go check it out. Should be fun. All right, we are in Wausau. Stopped for a quick little lunch. And now we're gonna go find my old house. I don't really remember a lot about here, even from 2007. It was December, so things are always a little more buttoned up, as you can say, when it's 20 below constantly. So just a small, sleepy little town. Alright, so that was fun. Good to see the old place. Got to talk to a lady who owns it. She bought the house about 5 months after we were here poking around last time, so kind of cool. Good to see the neighborhood again. Everyone's always so nice in Wisconsin. Oh man. But okay, so after that little indulgence, we are gonna get back on the road and on our way to Minneapolis. Hey, good morning everybody. We're in Minneapolis. It's Sunday. We don't have a game till Tuesday, so we've got fair bit of time actually to kill here, so we're gonna just kind of bum around Minneapolis for a few days. Right now we're gonna go get some brunch lunch and maybe get a bike and ride around a little bit. So this was just my lazy Sunday here in Minneapolis. Started off with some good food and then just wandered around looking for some of the more iconic like Prince related things. As you know, he's from Minneapolis. I didn't get a chance to go to his house, which is like a museum now, but definitely looked for all the artwork. And the weather cleared up, so we grabbed a bike and just started riding around. The waterfront area is so good. Had a great dinner, maybe the best meal of the trip, at a place right on the water run by a guy called the Sous Chef. And just got treated to this amazing sunset, right? Just in the heart of Minneapolis. And that was my Sunday. The next day, I hopped on a bus and went to the Mall of America. I had never been there before, but you always hear about it. I've seen it in Mighty Ducks. Figured, why not? Go check it out. Turns out it was basically just a giant shopping mall with an amusement park in the middle of it, which I guess is okay, but I don't really know what I was expecting, and I kind of was a little bit disappointed, I guess. But ended up with some nice food, and that was day 50 of this trip. Unbelievable. Finally, it was Tuesday, which was game day, day 51 of the trip, and I went to this place called Matt's for a Minneapolis special called the Juicy Lucy, which is basically a hamburger with cheese stuffed into the middle of it. It was really tasty, but be forewarned, if you go to Matt's, they're cash only. Luckily, I had just enough for my lunch, or that would have been embarrassing. The weather was just amazing, so I went to this outdoor sculpture garden and wandered around for, I don't know, an hour and a half, just looking at all this public art that's totally free right in town. Really amazing. And then, yeah, finally, after days, it's game day. We're headed to Target Field. I'm excited for this one. This was probably the top 5 on my list of places I was excited to get to visit on this trip. It looks amazing. You hear what a great place it is for baseball. It's one of those purpose-built baseball stadiums. It opened in 2010 and replaced the Metrodome, which by all accounts is not a good place to watch a baseball game. So yeah, I was super excited, and it pretty much lived up to the hype initially, but unfortunately, after all this great weather, a huge storm rolled in, and I sat through 3 rain delays, and you can just see the weather getting worse and worse. And finally, I think the game eventually got postponed, but I called it a little early knowing I had a big day coming up the next day. So that was a huge bummer, but man, this storm that rolled in was not messing around. And I had the biggest day of my trip coming up the next day. And so I was starting to get nervous, both from can I actually do it, but also now with this storm. So that's it for Minneapolis. Hope you enjoyed it. Next episode will be that longest day I had on the entire trip. And we are headed to Denver. Only 2 ballparks left. We'll see you then.